Hope everyone is doing well. Um, I hope everyone is feeling some energy shift that is taking place um, since Jupiter moved out of Taurus into Gemini. Sometimes those kind of shifts don't happen right away, but every sign holds a very opposing qualities. Aries energy is very young and it's cardinal, it's an action orienting, it's go, go, go. When it comes to Taurus, Taurus becomes more feminine, it's earthly, it's grounding, it's tenacious, it's stable. And when it comes to Gemini, the next sign is windy. It's very curious and social and um, a lot of words and communications and informations. And then when it comes to go to Cancer, right, it becomes the yin energy again, the energies of, more the water, it's the safe, secure space, it's the Cancer, it's like a shell that we, it's the home and then the environment and where we feel safe and comfortable. And then when it comes to Leo, the sun, right? It's the very active, young energy of radiating like the sun and to be shining like the sun energy. So that every sign have yin yang, alternation of energy, just like numerology holds that too. One is the energy of the go, right? The sun energy, going energy, initiation energy. It's the magician energy. Two is the number ruled by moon, receptivity, reflection, intuition, and reflection. Did I say that? So it's the numerology 3 is a number of expansion ruled by Jupiter. So every energy, it's the law of energy, it's the law of the universe. Everything within this universe is the alternation of energy, inhales, exhale, life, death, right? So since Jupiter moved into Gemini, we are coming out of more of very material grounding, resource oriented energy of Taurus into information, knowledge based Jupiter sign. Uh, Gemini, right? Gemini is not a strong house to be for Jupiter because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the sign that is opposed from Gemini. Usually, when the planet is ruling one sign, like Jupiter is a ruler of Sagittarius, and any house, any sign in opposition from that rulership is considered as detriment, a little weaker placement for that planet to move through. I don't necessarily believe in that weakness because that it's not a weakness, but it requires our wisdom if used properly or if used in a right way. I think Jupiter in Gemini can be a strong, powerful bridge between Jupiter and Gemini, Sagittarius and Gemini theme, right? Sagittarius is, which is also the nature of Jupiter, is about expansion, elevation. It is spirituality. It's a philosophy. It's philosophy of life, right? It is about who am I and what is this world about. It is the house. Ninth house is related to Jupiter and Sagittarius, and I always think of ninth house as the house of awakening. It's the long journey, it's the higher education. When we constantly seek for the bigger awareness, we ultimately reach to that point of awakening and spiritual awakening, self-realization. That's the highest journey that we can take through our human mind. I personally think some other people probably do think differently. Some people may consider the financial abundance can be the game that they're playing, right? Different people play different games here on earth, and there is no right or wrong about that. So I'm not bringing my personal opinion as the ninth house as the right opinion, right? This is just my personal view on Jupiter and Sagittarius and ninth house theme. But Jupiter definitely expands everything that it touches, and all good and bad too, right? Every planet have all the good and bads, and every planet can affect us both positively and negatively. But Jupiter, the energy of expansion, higher awareness, in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is the grassroots. Gemini is how we deal with information day to day, kind of, right? If philosophy of life is that Sagittarius theme, sometimes that philosophy of life theme, religion or spirituality, can be a little kind of far out there kind of thing. But with Jupiter in Gemini, we can bring that information down to this daily physical realm of reality. We can bring practicality into a little far out esoteric ways of thinking about the world into this day-to-day thing. I hope that's making sense. But Gemini is the energy of the dual twin, right? It's the duality. It's the yin and yang and everything. Yes, it is the communication, it is the speech, it is the information, it is, they sometimes, it's the neighbors and siblings and, again, the community, right, close to us. And the sound, right? Speech, communication, information is all about frequency of sounds. And then I think this is a great time. Jupiter moved into Gemini this Saturday on the 25th. And then Jupiter will stay in Gemini till 2025, June of 2025, right? So for the whole year, this is an opportunity for us to expand our way of communicating with our own mind, with the world, with God, with the universe, however far how you want to go, right? Because we can now has an access of communication and bring some kind of integration, and through that integration so much healing can happen. I believe that, and healing of the mind is everything, and this holds a great potential for doing that kind of work now. Gemini Jupiter is approaching to meet up with Pluto in Aquarius. It is happening. I think Jupiter is still at 0 degrees on Thursday. In a few days, Jupiter ingresses it to 1 degrees of Gemini. And Pluto is now at 1 degrees of Aquarius. Pluto is in retrograde now, right? It's still in Aquarius, but it's in retrograde motion. Slow, still moving, because it recently moved into the retrograde mode, right? Early this month. Now, this Jupiter aligning with Pluto in trine happening over this weekend, but we are well under this energy, and this energy will continue next week and on and on. But this energy, when Jupiter and Pluto come together, yes, Jupiter is the expansion of everything, philosophy, spirituality, everything, and Pluto, the planet of destruction, regeneration, transformation, metamorphosis, right? Breaking down of the old to create space for the new life to grow, right? It's the very creative energy. And Pluto is the planet of power. When Jupiter and Pluto aligns in any type of a way, in conjunction, in trine, in square, in any type of a way, even though they can create a lot of friction and tension, especially in opposition and in square, they hold a potential to bring the power into the highest capability, because Jupiter expands, right? Jupiter brings giant, good, like enormous, grandiose energy, right? It's the biggest planet within the solar system. And that Pluto, when Pluto, the planet of intensity, and Pluto, the planet of truth and higher power, if we are releasing our illusionary traps, if we choose to go beyond the illusions of the state of the mind, we can really take off. We can really rise and bring some kind of solid expansion within the mind, especially because Jupiter and Aquarius are all air signs. Air signs are related to the mind. It's the wind, it's the sound that we create, it's the frequency that we are vibrating on. And that frequency of vibration and what kind of melody and harmony that we are emitting, because we are instruments, right? We create sound. Whether we verbally create sound through singing or talking or chanting, or through the thinking patterns that we are creating, we're constantly telling ourselves or talking to us with certain frequency vibration, right? If that vibration is constantly negative or constantly in the frequency of lack or not feeling well, right now we really, really want to tune our inner frequency with our awareness. We can only tune our inner noise of sound, the way we think, the way we talk to ourselves. If we are bashing ourselves, if we are putting ourselves down, if we are constantly thinking of thinking that we are not enough in any type of a way, because we are comparing ourselves with the world, with the information that comes in, right? Whether we are not enough because of money, or because how I look, or because of the status, or because of whatever the fuck, it's like those information only come through our eyes and through our ears, and we are constantly putting ourselves on our own ruler of our mind. Our mind always judges everything, right? And we rule ourselves, and our mind determines I am in short of something, or I'm in luck, not enough, I'm not good enough, blah, 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 right? Because the world is fucked up, and because, in a way, right, certain information that they're always capitalizing certain things to make us feel not good enough, so we invest our money to make us feel better or make us look better or whatever, right? It's a game that everybody's playing. I'm not saying it's good or bad or anything. It is what it is. This is the world that we belong, that we are part of. But we don't necessarily need to play those games either. We can always choose the game we play, right? And that choice is important. And this is the point that we have to choose what game that we want to play, and that game should be fun and beneficial or playful, at least to our soul, so we don't drain and we don't just like feel bad, or we don't see the world as just a struggle. No, this world is beautiful. This world is amazingly beautiful. And so that you know, right, different perception make us see the world completely differently, and it is our choice. The sound frequency is going to be a key player while Jupiter is in Gemini. And there's a lot of information out there about the law of attraction, right? Law of frequency, law of the universe, and everything. And sometimes we get trapped in the idea that we are trying to attract something by bringing ourselves in a frequency of abundance or goodness and in joy and in love to fulfill the aspects of ourselves where we feel we are lacking something, right? But the truth is we are whole and complete no matter what, as the way we are, right? We are not lacking anything. We are that God. We are that creator. We are the embodiment of that force of God, the ultimate creator of everything. The spirit of that lies within each of us, and thus our creative potential is infinite. And the more that we come to remember who we are, to realign our frequency with who we truly are, which is the vibration of God, the creator, and then all of that. And then we realize our dream, our life is just a dream that the creator is seeing through the eyes and experiences that we go through. But it's always we have a choice to create, and which reality to live, right? And the more that I think it's very important to come back to keep our frequency vibration in the space of ease and peace, in love, in joy. I always talk about that, but that is not just the feeling, that is the vibration that we are choosing to emit out into the world, right? And the more that we choose to align with that state of lighter, uplifting energy, the more the frequency match will start to happen, because the outer reality is a pure reflection of our inner reality. That doesn't necessarily mean the material things, but material things can come our way also, right, through that vibration. But I think it's most important now is this awakening piece. I'm very fascinated by this term of awakening, or the practice of awakening, right? So I talk about it a lot, but it's just a realization of who we truly are. That's what it is all about. And that realization that awakening is just awakening up from those dreams of ego that we think like, if I didn't have this, I'll be happier. If I had this, I'll be happier. If my situation was different, I would feel better. Or if this was not happening in this parts of my life, or in other people's life, or in different parts of the world, or in my work, in my living situation, right? We're constantly picking up on things outside of us to change, to take us into a space of better place. But we gotta shift that idea, because that itself is an illusion. How can we be in a state of joy and happiness regardless of what's happening outside? Or it has nothing to do, the state of joy and unhappiness has nothing to do with the outer circumstances. Nothing. Because it's the unconditional state of being. And as a creator, as God beings, as the ones who ride the back of the dragons to ascend into the higher dimensional reality, we have to gain this skill. It's a skill to cultivate, to be in a state of ease regardless of what's going on in our physical reality, right? And this Pluto Jupiter aligning is a great possibility, open portal again and again, right? Planets always give us opportunity. If we choose to tap in to those space, things can become a little easier, right? We have a set idea about awakening too. Certain people think, oh, in order for us to awaken, we have to become like a monk, and we have to be in under the waterfall at certain time, right? Usui, the Reiki master, the myth says that he was in the mountain in meditation for 21 days or so, and in that moment close to death in a way, because he was fasting and he was alone in the woods, in the mountain. He go to this state of revelation to awaken and to receive these healing techniques, right? That's what the story says. But I do believe certain this journey of awakening is accessible to all of us, and it's just an energy shift, right? We shift out of the view of this life solely based on what we see and what we hear, but to go beyond the egoistic needs, right? Because our ego wants certain things that we want to have, certain experience that we want to get. If we don't have it, we reject and we deny, or we feel certain strong aversions, or we feel deep resistance against our own reality. But in the process of awakening, those things starts to have less power over us, because the process of awakening it's the true liberation, right? It's the liberation of our mind, liberation of our heart. And when that happens, we realize nothing outside really matters, right? We can access that true joy and happiness right here, right now, because that's who we truly are. Our essence is the pure joy, unconditional love, the true state of happiness. And because it's who we are, we can access to that anytime we want. And the more and more we choose to access to that out of the mind, into the heart, again and again and again and again, things start to shift. We start to feel happy out of nothing. every day. Just because we are alive, it's a miracle. It's yes. Anyway, so it's gonna be right, Jupiter in Gemini, though it's the duality. It's gonna be the dual reality, right? It's the earth splitting. It's gonna be a lot of different realities gonna be present for many of us. It's the game that you choose to play. So if you choose to play game of reality, that which is the reality of a complete mess, fucked up system, all the crazy, of course I'm not saying to ignore that, and we keep holding deep, strong prayers for peace for all. But the split is real. Some people will continue to stay in the frequency of that, and some people will continue to ascend into higher frequency of energy, because the fear and anger and those strong resisting energy, frequency and feelings and thinking patterns are the nature of this 3D reality, right? The higher dimensional frequency, emotions and thought patterns are always of joy and peace and freedom. Anyway, that's what's going on with this Gemini, Jupiter, and I think it's we gotta keep our inner frequency tuned with that harmonious vibe of that love and peace and ease, and that's very important for us now. We know that whatever we are thinking, we are emitting a sound. We are instruments, and we are singing. We are, right? Whatever that we are thinking is a mantra that is sending out into the universe. The universe catches us, whether we are saying it verbally or not, right? The universe is mental. The universe is energetic. It's the frequency. It's the vibration. And we are made of water too, right? And whatever we are telling ourselves, we become that. Water reflects our frequency vibration. What else I wanted to say? Tomorrow we are approaching the Mars aligning with Chiron also. Mars Chiron conjunction is coming in. This is important because they're meeting at 22 degrees of Aries, but this is pretty close to that eclipse point of Sun, Moon, Chiron all came together at 19 degrees of Aries on April 8th. And eclipse energy is not something that just goes away. We are under that energy frequency of that eclipse still until the next set of eclipse that happens on September 19th, September 17th and October 2nd. That's going to be the next eclipse coming up, but we're still under this energy, and under this energy, which is all about healing of self, because Aries Chiron energy is right releasing of the old, releasing of that past, releasing of the old storyline that keep trapping us in that past, because healing happens through integration. When trauma happens in the past, we leave pieces of us in that past, and then our mind remembers ourselves in that past of those wounds and painful memories. But it's just a trap that mind tells us in a way, right? Because mind keeps us in a linear time and space. But past is dead and gone, and past is just an illusion, like the clouds. we can see it, we can feel it, but we cannot really touch it because it's not real. Clouds are real, really, but memories are like that. The past is like that, and we get trapped, clouded by that clouds so much, and then we can keep carrying that energy frequency of that past. But when we wake up to that higher truth, and when we wake up to the truth that we only have here and now, we gotta really step in to that, to make that as a concrete truth, in a way to manifest whatever we want to manifest. King of Pentacle is here, and then Jupiter Pluto alignment is such a strong manifestation power. There is a certain aspects in astrology whenever Jupiter and Pluto come together in conjunction. If they are happening in the second house, they consider it as like a millionaire aspect, because Jupiter and Pluto can bring abundance of whether material things or spirituality or all the power, right? Because Pluto is the planet of power. And this is the time that you step into your true power. Know who you are, step in to your power and claim it and be it. Be the earth, be the frequency of the earth, the universe, be the frequency of nature, the change, and the regenerative power that you hold, right? Death, rebirth, ending, new beginning, everything. Nothing fears you, nothing scares you, because you know who you are. If the game changes unexpectedly, say yes to that, because now is an opportunity that you start playing a new game. The new game can start to play. You can start to play with this new game within the same environment, within the same reality that you're facing. You start to play differently. Two of Pentacles, we gotta play differently, and that new change is here now, right? The change is here. We are shifting out of that little heavier, little too solid, sometimes stubborn energy of Taurus into movement, moving image of that Gemini. It's the wind, right? It's the mutable change energy. It's like the wind, it's the mind, it's the thought, changing direction all the time. It's moodiness all the time. If they fluctuate, meaning if you stepping into your power, you can tune in and you can change and you can swip, right? Even we go down and then you can choose to pew and shift out of it. You know what? I ignore this because it's not feeling me, making me feel good, and we can stay in that heavy state for a few days too. I go there sometimes too, just extra sleepy and extra sometimes, like some kind of, when we go heavy or dense or extra sleepy, those are the some kind of, it's a sign that some kind of shift is happening, on a spirit level or on an energetic level, that we just have to rest and restore to do that tune up, right? That kind of things may be happening for many people, because a lot of, oh my gosh, all the cards came up are Pentacle, King of Pentacle, Knight of Pentacle, Two of Pentacle, and the back of the deck that I take very important is the Queen of Pentacle. Okay, so maybe many of us are still in that little Taurus energy, or maybe we are kind of being stuck in the idea of how things are supposed to go, the way, even like the Empress card, it's the energy of the Queen, the Taurus. By the way, the Queen of Pentacle and Empress energy, right? Soon, early June, Venus is coming to align with the Sun. It's the Venus Kazemi is happening. It's one of a beautiful auspicious energy that's coming in early Gemini. And later on this week, Mercury will come to meet in Uranus. It's eccentric. We have to keep our mind open. this sudden awakening, liberation, lightning can hit us all of a sudden, and whoa, why was I worrying about that? Why did I carry this for so long? It's the moment of liberation, right? And then even if we don't feel like that, we gotta brainwash our mind to feel that way. You know, our mind is so powerful to the point. It's a trickster. It tricks us. It tricks us to believe certain things and this and that. But we can trick our own mind too, to feel good, even when we are not feeling good. You know what? Just like for the sake of playing this game, as a creator, I choose to feel good. I choose to connect to that high frequency of like God. Act like the king. Be and act like the queen. Know you are the empress. You are creating your own world reality. Sit on your throne and know your power, right? Attract it by claiming your own true power. And change is coming. Don't doubt it. Don't be impatient, but know that change is coming, right? And be patient, but keep juggling your reality with ease. Just dance, 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 dance with the rhythm of life, with the harmony of nature. Yeah, everything is constantly changing. Feel this earth moving, you know. Keep seeing that bigger vision. We are sitting on this crazy solid rock, spinning around, traveling within this infinity. What, I mean, can't, put it into words, but that's who we are. That infinity is where we belong. Whatever we can find outside, we can find within, vice versa. That's how, that is what it is. So find that infinite possibilities within each of us, and may we continue to know our power, claim our power through this Jupiter-Pluto, through this Mars-Chiron conjunction, through this beautiful, after Mercury meets Uranus in conjunction, Mercury will sextile Neptune at last degrees of Taurus and Pisces, and Mercury is moving quick now. It's speeding up to the maximum point, and Mercury will meet up with all the early degree Gemini planets soon too. So things are speeding up. Things are gonna shift, yes, soon. So if you're feeling any type of a way, keep riding that wind of change. Yes, thank you very, very much for listening. Wishing you all the very best, and peace, peace, peace. May we all live in peace, in joy, in love with life.